I have no car. Oh, okay. Where are you? Lucia, I think
Yeah,
you have the plan.
you do.
Does Lucia know she's got the plan?
You're muted, eh? You're muted. You're muted.
It's not Lucia, but the energy was really calling me already
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
Oh,
And well, I'm not sure if I have to put it in words. I think we're just gonna go there if it's okay with all.
We'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Aina ashi shushusha ta a a. Kitsa at I kuna a. Una a. Kur. Ina ashe anate ai. Kinachue anatsi aya. Kuani chuani taya. Kuani chaya nati tuaya nita ikanita wachinita wakita. Kir. We thank you for creating this field together. Kawachita aniti oya. Kisha aye. Anachi ayakataya. For opening the hearts, the common heart of this field created. Kichi ata ayitaya ayitaya. Aru. Aye. Now. Hi, 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 hi. Each one in this group, connecting now, or what you call later, has its own way of connecting to this frequency, exploring your unique frequency, how this frequency is contributing in the total is a journey that you can do for yourself, but also together. Expand the ideas of what you think you are and allow to play within the frequencies where the different aspects of self can connect. But especially bring new perspectives of things that might look different within the past. Looking different at a new future created from a different perspective where unity is at the center. Naya setaya nati kayati aya kisha atia itaya mi itaya kua icha itaya me itaya kua shi tayaki itaya me itaya. The journey is not only up, but it's also about being here within that different perspective, using the different frequency for being here will create a platform for many energies to land in this reality. Are you ready? Janet.
Feel the red vibration deep in your root chakra. The red frequency. The red vibration. The red long wavelength. Low frequency. Grounding into earth, into Gaia. Speed up the frequency. Shorten the wavelength. Focus on the red dragon light, the light in the universe, the red frequency, creating the red dragon, flying through all timelines, the past, the future, the parallel, the now. Go beyond the red dragon. Go beyond go further than the red dragon. There is a star system. With tiny red beings playing in their planet. Playing with different timelines. Each of their appendages, we reach out into different timelines. We have appendages that play in the past. With all the frequencies and grounding of the red. We play our appendages. We play in the future. We play with the frequencies and the vibrations. We go between the timelines into parallel timelines. We also play in the now. We are confident in the presence and the now. We are confident in all the timelines. Each of us play in the different zones. What you think are time zones, like time zones on Earth, they're all occurring at the same time. At the now. The now is the present, the future, the past, the one beside us, traveling parallel. See into each one. Yes.
Master souls. Perhaps for some of you that will create a trigger using the word master souls. What we mean by that is that you are highly evolved souls, highly evolved beings, and you are not from your earth. We include all of you in this group and thousands of others that are here on your planet to assist each other in this great awakening of human ET or humanity. You are so connected, very deeply. Those of you in this group and many other groups, not only have you had thousands of lifetimes together on your planet that you call Earth. But you have had thousands of lifetimes together within the universe. That is why you feel such an instant connection when you meet certain souls. It is a reconnection. Energetically, when this happens, there is a lot that is happening etherically or energetically, like pieces of the puzzle fitting in, connecting, joining, forming a bigger picture and assisting in a grander scheme of a grander timeline. There is so much that is occurring in the universe that is unseen, that is energetic or etheric and has far-reaching implications and actions and activations and initiations. So much that is going on in a higher level. That is playing out on Earth in a very 3D condensed, heavy, perhaps, way. Symbols, signs, light language, color, shape, form, ancient languages, Sanskrit, hieroglyphics, all are much more advanced technologies. Where there is also much happening on a higher level. Thank you.
Jenny, something is coming down. I don't think it's words, but allow it, Anna. I don't know. Just stay put.
Tia, 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 tia. The energy of the water wants to come through to create a personal connection for each of us, carrying the information on a bigger level and a personal level. Allow the energy to settle into your field. It might become clear now or unfold later. Allow yourself to receive this frequency also for the earth. Yeah. We thank you all for your service.
With healing, perhaps it will be funny to some of you. It is most certainly funny to this one, Soma. But we would just keep this brief. We are showing her an image of a plunger. And this plunger can be used in a technique or visualization or meditation where you can plunge away things that need to be released within your own body or emotions or situations from the past. mostly. You can suck out the negativity of whatever form they form, whether it be aches and pains, or Soma calls them Klingons, energies that you pick up sometimes throughout the day when you go into the city or other highly populated areas. A plunger of light. This can also be used on areas on your planet that need some healing. You can also establish portals of light in your houses, in your rooms, in your gardens, in your areas, in your countries, and other countries that are going through difficult times now. You could see it as a pole or a flag of light with a flag with a pole attached of light. And on this flag is not a symbol of the country, but a symbol of love. From a higher dimension, not just the 3D conditional love, but a higher frequency of love. And you can very strongly anchor this in to those places where love is most certainly needed. It is not just a 3D battle. It is a battle of light and dark. Thank you. Did you know the one they call Jesus we would call a galactic traveler with thousands of lifetimes within the universe. We just are mentioning this because we want you to know that as starseeds, as galactic travelers within the universe, you've had lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And the one that you call Jesus is no different. So many of you are connected to him. Not even on earth, but previous to that. As starseeds, as warriors of the light, as souls that are ancient, that have reincarnated again and again and again in many places within the universe. So many of you are unaware that you are connected to Jesus or Yeshua or whichever name you choose. You are not, we will just briefly add that you are not new souls. You are old souls that are as ancient as God's source, that have been reincarnating again and again and again. And you are reconnecting in each lifetime, in each star system or planet. We thank you.
Marie-Claire.
The water is offering a perspective on wisdom as it flows through us, sharing the vibration of truth, of light, of higher perspective. The waves, the light, the lapping, the babbling brook, all moving with a beautiful rhythm, beautiful frequency, offering flow, opening us to our divine potential, our higher purpose. When we open to the flow, when we allow ourselves to flow around the obstacles that seem to slow us down, finding ourselves on the other side and moving freely again, reconnecting with other waters, flowing into bigger rivers and becoming the greater ocean, souls, light, the collective consciousness that moves and flows. We are here to reconnect, to become that pool, to flow freely together towards greater perspective, towards greater heart. We move fluidly when we allow, when we open ourselves to the flow, when we move past who we think we are and join in a greater way with all that is. The God force within us moves forward, knowing where we're going, knowing the goal, knowing the intention for this great plan. And we, as part of that plan, open to it and allow, offering service and love. being the river, being the water, joining in the ocean, being that ocean of love, allowing it to be us. Last week we spoke about color and the livingness of color. I think water is often misunderstood as well, and the dimensions and the realities that make up water, and the potential of water, and the intention of water, and what it wishes to become within us and around us. If we open ourselves and are curious to a different perspective of what water can be, we will see it in different realities, in different dimensions, and in different ways that will enrich our own understanding of consciousness. For water is the base element. Water is a base element that creates. Extinguishes, becomes. And reconnects.
Your bodies exist of water. When you raise the frequency of the water within the body, you raise the information. You raise the frequency of the information that your body can carry. Water is carrying many layers of information. It depends on you in which frequency you tune in. Allow the frequency of unity to implement within your body, to lift your whole system into a different awareness of being. Hanatu ushu Ina iti ai u Hanichi itai.
I can say that I'm very thankful that I can feel the frequency and that I can even have those thoughts. And I know the thoughts are very strong, and for that reason because the thoughts are so strong, have very massive influence of something. And it doesn't matter which thought it is. I see the movement of this, what I was thinking of, for instance.
The thought is always carrying information. Can you gain clarity of what the thought will bring you to gain wisdom? No matter if it's yours or anybody else's.
I don't know if I can clarify this, but I know that I can control this better. For instance, when some thought is coming and I know how strong they can be, I can just switch to, I don't know, to make more positive, for instance, because I know how I feel, what I think, and what the thoughts give it to me. And if the thoughts are not comfortable, that I change to positive, that I try to feel this harmony in me.
Mm.
And it doesn't matter which thought this is. It's just, could be anything.
Mm.
But to clean the thoughts, I don't know if I can do that because I need to against them somehow, something else instead.
This is the cane. When you raise the frequency within your body, like you do, you come at a point with a different perspective. From this perspective on, there's new information about the thought that felt different at a lower frequency. See it as the steps of perspective. Sometimes it's not the time to transform it, but sometimes it's only there to gain awareness. But it might be possible at another point to move to the other frequency where you can get more information about that thought. And sometimes it's just about not letting this thought take the direction, the control of you. It's depending on the moment. But when you raise your frequency, you connect to your different aspects and you do it together. And there might be some aspects that have more information about the thought or a different ability to help this thought to transform or to bring a new light onto something, more clarity. It's not about doing it right or wrong. It's playing with the different layers of your frequency and explore how you experience the different layers. Not only in surviving the situation, but getting a different perspective about your own system.
But I found this very interesting when I give a thought or memory or something. It's very so strong. It's just like so connected with me. It doesn't matter what it is right now, but it's the thought is so connected, yeah, about someone or something or emotions, doesn't matter, that it's difficult to kind of separate, that it's not that so connected. So I just, like you take the plug out from the, unplug something. And it's sometimes very difficult, but because it's so in you, with you. Although I want to, it's just kind of like a habit that you carry, I don't know, from childhood, for instance. And this to change, it's so difficult sometimes. And I'm trying to learn how some things are very connected, separate them from you.
This is the human learning to move into new perspectives as these thoughts Eric, do you see this? I see this big ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Is there more information about this?
The ocean is quiet. It's okay.
The water is flowing. The thought flows through the stream, flowing to reach out to the ocean. The thoughts flow through the stream, starting through the stream. The thought hits an obstacle, a small pebble. The thought changes direction, moves over or around the pebble, creating the song of the stream, of the brook, creating the flow, a different flow through the water. The thought changes, the thought alters course and creates more beauty, a different frequency, a different timeline than originally intended, with the water, the single molecule flowing through the stream, connecting, flowing around, creating beauty in the thought, in the single thought, connecting with all the other molecules and thoughts, going around the pebbles, taking air, evaporating, playing, going deeper, going shallow, around the rocks and pebbles, singing, playing, energizing. The thoughts change. All the streams come together to a lake, a river, out to the ocean. All the thoughts connecting, unifying, energizing the world. All the thoughts, creating beauty, changing from their original course. The song of water, the beauty of water, the beauty of thought changing when it meets an obstacle, becoming more beautiful.
When we stand in loving presence in a moment, aware of our emotion, we allow the light to enter and hit it, reflection off the water. That light brings us perspective of what that thought, that emotion is about. And we are able to trail with it to follow the flow of that emotion in the direction from which it came. As we follow that trail, we find story, we find meaning, we find wisdom, we heal the original wound, bringing clarity once again to the water, to ourselves. Moving forward with that higher perspective, integrating that emotion and that knowledge, transforming it into wisdom that carries us at a higher frequency as we move forward.
There is a technique that could be, or two techniques that could be used to do with thoughts. One is during meditation, or even outside of meditation, to imagine all of your thoughts, or certain thoughts, even belief systems, on a conveyor belt where you are not your thoughts, but you are the observer of your thoughts, and you can watch them go by. This is a good technique to help with feeling overwhelmed or high thoughts that have a lot of energy in them. There is another technique where you can visualize yourself and many selves of yourself in a circle, standing around, observing your thoughts, and you can step into each of yourselves and go around the circle and observe your thoughts from at the center where your thoughts are placed. You can go around and observe your thoughts from a different perspective, each different angle. Both of those techniques are based on observing your thoughts rather than your thoughts, which is a good technique where you can claim some control over your thoughts and not let them rule you. That is mostly for Barbara.
I mean, I'm trying also to observe that what I feel, which emotion I have, and also which thoughts I have. And I'm trying to just observing, but to not connect with this, to calm myself, actually, to just calm down and accept it. Because I don't have sometimes not another options to, that this go away. So just live with this and get calm. So this is also a technique that I am using it.
So acceptance of your thoughts.
Yes. Because I know it's still there. You can do anything against this. It doesn't want to go away anyway. So you don't have another choice. Just accept it this and just be more peaceful with this.
Also, you could factor in the question, what if I'm wrong? What if they're wrong? But mostly, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong?
But why should I be wrong?
You can have different interpretations of what we think that is happening. And this is something where the water can come in. You can also just let the energy that wants to express itself fully express and to see whatever is coming. It might not be something to be controlled. It might be something completely different than you think at this moment.
Yeah, so when it's kind of like not really letting go, but it's just observing, and then I see what's happening because I don't have any control what is beyond that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do have control.
It's
I
not
don't know.
it's Barbara's own experience in her own timing. And
I think I know why try to tell me that I have still control. Many people say that destiny is not destiny, it can be also control. Because how I think and how I don't know, who I am is coming to me. So this is the kind of control, but this is so deep in this case, I think.
what is there anything that you need or want in this situation?
I just want peace.
It's if we can connect another time, just might not be in the group, and we can connect another time together, if you like.
No, I'm doing this for quite a while already, so
it's not about doing. I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong, but I know, and we work with many, and sometimes when you just connect to the energy, there might be a new perspective coming up, and that you have something to tell me. It might be possible. There's much possible.
okay. That's true. That's true. I totally agree with this. Yeah.
I think it's important to remember that emotions aren't who we are. They are separate from our identity. And if we can see them from that perspective, we can start to observe them, understand them, slow them down and see where they're coming from. Sometimes they are ours, sometimes they aren't. But in that, and I understand, Barbara, that this is in this investigation you're already in. But if we go through that process and we slow things down, we start to understand, like an investigator, why those emotions are there. They all are data. Every emotion is telling us something important about life, about ourselves, but it is outside of our own identity.
So I can follow this. Sometimes it's difficult to give the name, the emotion the name. Yeah, because we sometimes feel something, but is this intuition or what it is exactly? And just how you will call this to make it more real, to understand this better, perhaps, because it's just beyond.
It sounds like Lucia has some perspective she can offer for that. I will let her handle that for you.
In another time.
Okay.
It's now I just for the crew and the water energy. I hope everything that the water was bringing is settled for everybody in its own way.
Yeah.
And Denise, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I always laugh about you have this silhouette, and I feel that energy that there's always an interesting interaction going on. You have
Yes.
anything to share?
Yeah, and and it's hard to pay attention to them and also pay attention.
Yeah, I understand.
To this, and I'm kind of new to this, so bear with me. But and there was male energy, and Soma last week told me ask who this was. So at the end, I'm like, who is this? And I'm interested in your feedback. And because it was a voice that I don't recognize, and this whole thing going on, same guy, it's the same guy, right? And and at the same time, so like, who is this? Definitely I felt Pleiadian energy. But in one voice, I get your father. And then in my dad's voice, I get Deanie. Oh, and I'm getting the goosebumps. Deanie, honey, it's daddy. You need to let go of your 3D, you know what I mean? Because, I'm still looking for, you know what I mean? And so, and then it throws me off when my father's here, because I know collectively, what we're working on. But I get the strong impression that I don't know, that my father is, I know he was very intelligent. I don't know, but there's something, that's what happened when I asked who it was. But what they were bringing through for me, which I never made the connection before, was between the chakras and the color wheel. Like the red chakra, okay, plus the green chakra equals the crown chakra, red and green and purple. And as above, as below, where the red chakra is earth and the purple chakra is the crown, you know what I mean? That it meets and opens in the heart center. And that's where heaven meets earth, is in the heart center. And like I said, I've studied chakras and whatever have you. And yeah, I took painting, I'm familiar with, a couple of, the primary colors, like I said, red and green make purple, but how they brought it through and they just showed me, how that, the qualities of the red and the qualities of the green equals the quality of the purple. It just related it all on another level. And what also happened to me between last week and this week, I took an animal Reiki course, and I'm an animal Reiki master with the ICRT. And I had like a scholarship offer. So I was kind of drawn to it, and I thought it was about, just giving Reiki to animals. And I'm like, well, I can already give Reiki to animals. But I take this course it was all of a sudden my dog starts talking to me, right? So it's about ESP, you know what I mean? And so the same issue happened this week, Eric, that happened last week. Jax, my dog, starts going nuts. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, let's do Reiki on. We're going to bring in Tree of Life and let's find out what's going on. My dog's digging. And he's done that sometimes. Well, the energy from this group is very strong. So, well, I was going in between this, but then my dog was talking to me. He loves Reiki, and he's an empath, and he wants to be in the Reiki sessions, but he doesn't like working with me in my mediumships. He went out and outside of the circle. So that was kind of going on. But I found myself, and I don't, I've heard the word trance healing. I don't really know what it is. I know beaming, but I found myself in the Reiki position to my dog. And, but then I was locked into it, you know what I mean? And I couldn't, I couldn't move. And that's when the conversation was going on. So,
Okay.
I'm guessing that was a little bit of trance healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Denise,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm gonna, because there's a lot going on.